The new Amex Platinum card is reclaiming its throne as the top premium card and nearly destroying the new Sapphire Reserve and Strata Elite. And no, it's not just because of that new mirror finish. I've had my Platinum card for almost 7 years now, and year after year, the perks have always outweighed the fee that I pay. But with the refresh, yes, the annual fee has risen to $8.95, but the perks are richer than ever. For me, I'm expecting over $1,400 more in value every year. That's more than 7 times the increase in fees. And in this video, we'll break down everything you need to know about the refresh, the perks and changes, which honestly are pretty insane, hidden ways to maximize them, how they compare to the competition, and yes, a few downsides you have to know. First things first, let's talk about the welcome bonus, multipliers, and that annual fee. What's not changing here are the first two, with the welcome bonus maintaining that up to 175,000 points after spending $8,000 in the first 6 months. Use it through the portal, cash out through your Schwab account, or unlock premium experiences through partners. All of that is still possible. The multipliers are also the same with no changes, meaning still not a daily spender, which it was never meant to be. The real value has always been in those perks and benefits. What is changing though, and that headline, is the annual fee. It's climbing $200 to $8.95, but if you were a cardholder before September 18th, 2025, the new fee does not kick in until your renewal date on or after January 2nd, 2026. For me, because my renewal date is December 2025, I'll still pay the current $6.95 for another year while still already having access to all the new perks. Starting with one of the biggest upgrades this year, and it's a refresh to the hotel credit, where just using this benefit alone will already make the annual fee increase more than worth it. You see, previously you would get up to $200 per year towards their hotel credit, which can be used on the Fine Hotels and Resorts program or their hotel collection booked through their portal. I've always gotten full value from this, whether in Vegas, Hawaii, or even overseas in Bangkok earlier this year. And compared to most other portals, I think it has the widest coverage and better deals, often throwing in extras like extra credits or additional nights. But now things got even better. That $200 has tripled to $600, split $300 every half year towards those same collections. If you can squeeze in 2 trips per year, great. But even if you just use 1 in the half, that's still $100 more than before. Where it gets interesting though is, what if you've already used that $200 hotel credit for this year? Well, pro tip, from data points online, it looks like Amex resets this credit, so if you've already used it, you're getting an additional $300 to use throughout the rest of this year, which means walking away with more value while still probably paying the same in annual fees, a win-win. Now, for comparison, yes, the Sapphire Reserve also has the edit credit, which will give you $500 split $250 every half, but from what I've seen, that collection is a lot smaller and requires you to stay a minimum of 2 nights or more. Much harder to use, especially if you just want to try out a luxury property for 1 night, which you can do with the Fine Hotels and Resorts program. And the same goes for that $300 credit on the City Strata Elite, requiring that minimum of 2 nights. It's honestly surprising that they bumped up this credit so aggressively, where it's like it's too good to be true. I kind of worry that the prices through these portals may creep up over time and diminish the value of this program, but only time will tell. Until then, the math is simple. If you're like me and have consistently used this at full value every single year, that means cross-checking with other sites and making sure the prices are either the same, or even if they're a bit more, that all the credits and extras you get with the benefit outweigh that, can squeeze in 2 trips a year and enjoy staying at these more luxury style properties. It's a straight up plus $400 in value compared to before, which means the annual fee increase is already accounted for, and we're only getting started. Because up next is a new perk that fits right into that travel and lifestyle theme of the card, and that's $400 of Resi credit every single year. Here's how it works. You do not need a reservation at the Resi restaurant. You just have to spend with the card at a US-based restaurant that's on Resi, and then the statement credit will kick in afterwards. Unfortunately, it's split $100 per quarter, so you have to use it every few months to get maximum value. If you already enjoy nice restaurants, or you're in a major city like New York where there's tons of different options, then it could be a really easy win. That said, I'm predicting and really hoping that they'll incorporate Talk sometime in the future, because they own Talk, and Talk is parting ways with with Chase Dining later this year. It would make this credit so much easier to use given some cities have more restaurants on talk instead of Resi. On top of that, Amex is introducing this thing called Platinum Nights by Resi, which unlocks access to tough-to-book restaurants across a few cities to start off with, and on certain nights. Like in New York, it includes Cocodoc, which was honestly really worth the hype for some premium fried chicken. Fingers crossed they expand this to even more cities. And pro tip, depending on when this video goes out, September is still in Q3, so you can try and squeeze in the $100 credit for Q3 before October hits. Now, the few downsides here though are that it only works for US-based Resi restaurants, even though Canada and cities abroad may have options for you. And also, that 1x points on dining through the Platinum does not feel good. And for comparison, the Sapphire Reserve does have a dining credit as well of $300 spread 2 times a year, so $150 every 6 months, towards their exclusive tables. That said, for me, it's going to be a straight up plus $400 in value every single year, using this card either locally or maybe when I'm traveling to places like New York. Combined with that hotel credit, that's already plus $800 in value from this refresh. But we're not even close to done yet. To double down on the lifestyle angle, Amex is also adding a new $300 credit towards Lululemon purchases, though once again it's quarterly at $75 per chunk. There are also restrictions, it's US only, no outlet stores, and no gift cards. So how do you maximize this credit? In my opinion, the best way is to scout out for their We Made Too Much sales, which apparently restocks every Thursday morning with some heavily discounted items. Then stack with a Rakuten link, which typically gets you around 2% back or sometimes up to 10% back on Lululemon purchases. Or if you've opted to receive your rewards through Amex MR points, that's 2 times or 10 times points per dollar spent, on top of the statement credit you'd already be getting back. And here's the kicker, even if that item is marked as final sale, the Platinum card's return protection still has you covered, where if the retailer won't take the item back and it doesn't work for you, Amex can reimburse you up to $300 per item or $1,000 per calendar year, so you can shop at ease. Also, similar to that Resi credit, you could try and squeeze in this credit in Q3 before October rolls around. For me, as someone who already has a few Lululemon pieces and trying to get back into the gym or into running, I'll have no problem getting that full $300 in value. But of course, as a deal seeker, I'll be scouting out those We Made Too Much sales to stretch this even further, running total an extra $1,100 in value from this refresh. Next up, and this one's been refreshed and made better, where previously you would get $20 per month or $240 a year towards select entertainment, including Disney+, Hulu, ESPN, the New York Times, Peacock, and the Wall Street Journal, none of which I got any value from. Now though, not only is the credit bumped to $25 a month or $300 per year, they're adding Paramount+, YouTube Premium, and YouTube TV. That's a big deal because YouTube Premium is something that lots of people I know already pay for, where in fact that amount every month is enough to cover a YouTube family plan. As for Paramount+, one thing to note is that the Walmart Plus credit that still exists on the card already gets you that essential plan, but you can use this entertainment credit if you wanted those higher tiers. For me, this was basically a $0 credit before, even though I still at least broke even with the annual fee using all of the other credits. But now with YouTube Premium and TV, I'm sure many more people will get up to that $300 in value every single year, stacked on top of all the other perks we've talked about, and that's $1,400 more in extra value every year on a refresh that will cost you $200 more. But there is more. To pair with the existing $200 Uber Cash credit that still exists on the card, you'll also get an annual subscription to Uber One, which in my opinion is not worth $120, more like $96, which is what you would pay if you bought the annual membership anyways. If you already use Uber pretty often, this is a great way to save on those rides and food orders that can really add up. If you don't, no harm done, this is only an extra perk that's added on top. Personally, I think this is more of a $50 value for me because I use Uber enough to take advantage of the $200 of credit, but not enough to save that much with Uber One. Next is the Aura benefit, which gives you up to $200 back for purchasing an Aura ring. This fits right into the lifestyle angle Amex is pushing, but realistically, it's pretty niche. It does not cover subscriptions, and most people aren't buying a new ring every single year. Great if you're a target customer or about to buy one anyways, but my guess is for most cardholders, it'll go unused. And so for me, it's a clear $0 in value, similar to the Equinox credit. And the same for their new status perk, getting you Leaders Club Sterling status, which normally requires more than $5,000 of spend per year with the leading hotels of the world properties. The upgrade priority and breakfast credits are nice, but with properties being very niche, extra luxury, and spanning just 400 of them around the world, usefulness is probably a bit limited. But on the very bright side, Amex didn't really take away anything with this refresh. They basically slapped on over $1,000 more in value and a bump in annual fees. Because what's staying includes the lounges. You're still getting access to the Centurion Lounge, the new Sidecar Lounge, and the Delta Lounges if you fly with them, although still no guests unless you hit that $75,000 of spend every year. But your Priority Pass and Plaza Premium access will still get you those 2 guests. The Marriott and Hilton Gold status, still there. The $200 airline fee credit for incidental charges. I'm personally still using this on my domestic cross-country flights, choosing those premium select seats to make those long flights a bit more bearable. The $200 in Uber Cash is still there, now made stronger with that Uber One benefit. The Walmart credit is still part of the lineup. Personally, I probably still won't use it. Maybe if it was Amazon Prime, that would actually be a game changer. The Saks Fifth Avenue credit, the Equinox credit, they're both still there. Clear, Global Entry, TSA PreCheck, all great things to have if you travel often. The International Airlines program, a pretty underrated perk that has saved me thousands of dollars when booking premium cabin cash fares. And of course, the rental car status and the strong lineup of travel and shopping protections. So really, everything that made the Platinum valuable before is still here. Only now there's even more. For existing cardholders, it's up to $1,400 more in value for $200 more in cost. And if your renewal is before January 2nd, 2026, it'll still be $695 for another year, getting all the upside for the same cost, making it an easy choice. That said, it's never just sunshine and rainbows. There's always some downsides to keep in mind. First, the price tag. $895 is a huge upfront cost and will for sure drive some people away, but probably not as many as the refresh of the Sapphire Reserve, which changed a lot of the core benefits, like the 3 times on general travel or the 50% portal boost. Amex at least has stuck to the core DNA of the Platinum card, just layering on more value or new similar perks. Realistically though, Amex of course knows that a lot of people are not going to maximize every single credit, especially those who are already willing to pay this high cost. So they're able to afford this higher value, knowing very well that a lot of people are not going to care and it's just going to be $200 more they can charge. For those that do put in the effort to maximize value, then it should feel more premium and even exclusive, which hopefully reflects when it comes to lounges, all of which are things that Amex wants to happen. Second, more perks are being spread throughout every half or every quarter. It sucks, makes it harder for cardholders like you and I to keep track of, but I get it. Amex wants these cards to be used more and kept top of mind, not just thrown in a drawer. Third, authorized users go up in cost from $175 to $195. Fourth, sometimes it's literally just impossible to get value from some of the perks. Not all cities have many or even any Resi restaurants. The same with Equinox, the Aura credit is very niche, all of which will leave some people frustrated. And fifth, the whole card pushes further into premium travel and lifestyle. Though if you already found value in the card before, odds are you'll find equal if not more value now. Because even just a portion of one of those new credits could already be enough to offset the increase. If you did not find value before, the new credits could help. Or the card still just isn't for you and nothing changes. Which is completely fine because competition is what gives us great products and options to choose from. Take the Sapphire Reserve, probably the closest competitor. It still has one of the easiest to use travel credits on the market, a bigger credit to the Edit collection instead of FHR or the Hotel collection, credits to exclusive tables dining every half instead of every quarter on Resi, Apple TV and Music instead of the entertainment credit here, StubHub and Peloton instead of Lululemon and Aura, IHG Platinum Elite instead of Marriott and Hilton Gold, and the Leaders Club Sterling status, all for a slightly lower annual fee. Or the new City Strata Elite, which comes in even cheaper while still offering those premium tier perks. Bottom line though, if you ever even thought of the Platinum card, now is the time to reassess. For me, 100% this refresh makes the card stronger than ever. But to make sure you're choosing the right premium card for you, check out these videos here and here. Let me know down in the comments how you feel about this refresh, and I'll see you next time.